Have you ever wondered what dark secrets lurk behind the gates of the world's most secure military bases? What if I told you that some of these bases are haunted by spirits of the past, and the horrors within are more terrifying than any battlefield? Our first story takes place in Fort Leavenworth, nestled in the heart of Kansas, and is more than just a historic military installation. Established in 1827, it has been a pivotal site for the U.S. Army, witnessing countless moments of American history. But with such a long past, it's no surprise that some believe not all who once walked its grounds have truly left. One of the most chilling tales from Fort Leavenworth is that of the woman in white. She is said to be a spectral figure, often seen wandering the corridors of the fort's oldest buildings. Draped in a flowing white dress, her appearance is both mesmerizing and terrifying. Some say she's searching for a lost loved one, while others believe she's trapped in a loop of eternal sorrow, unable to move on. But what makes her story truly unsettling are the reports from soldiers who have encountered her. Imagine standing guard in the dead of night, the world around you silent, when suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you catch a glimpse of her. Just a shadow at first, but then she's there, staring back at you from a window, her face a pale reflection of the torment she endures. Our second story takes place thousands of miles away. On the island of Okinawa lies Camp Hansen, a base steeped in the dark history of World War II. The island itself was the site of one of the most brutal battles of the war, and some believe that the spirits of those who perished in that conflict still linger, unwilling or unable to move on. Marines stationed at Camp Hansen have reported seeing shadowy figures moving through the barracks at night. These figures aren't fully formed apparitions, but rather dark silhouettes that flicker in and out of view, always on the edge of your vision. The shadowy figures have been known to disappear through walls or to vanish when approached. These aren't just stories told to scare the new recruits. They're experiences that have left even the toughest Marines questioning what they saw. Could these be the restless spirits of soldiers who died in the battle for Okinawa, their souls still fighting a war that ended long ago? Or are these figures something else entirely? Perhaps residual energy left behind by the unimaginable horrors witnessed on the island? Our third story takes place across the Atlantic. RAF Lakenheath in England has its own ghostly inhabitant, one that's a bit more helpful. The base, used by the U.S. Air Force, has a history of paranormal activity, but none as famous as the story of Airman Jerry. Jerry, it is said, died in a tragic accident on the base decades ago, but his spirit never left. Unlike other hauntings, Jerry's ghost isn't malicious. In fact, some believe he's still doing his duty, even in death. Air traffic controllers and other base personnel have reported feeling a presence in the control tower, especially during the quiet hours of the night. Lights flicker, switches are mysteriously flipped, and on rare occasions, Jerry himself is seen as a shadowy figure in an old-style uniform. Imagine working alone at night, the only sounds being the hum of equipment and the distant roar of aircraft. Then, out of nowhere, you feel it. A cold chill, the sensation of someone standing right behind you. You turn, but there's no one there, except perhaps for Jerry, still watching over the base as he did in life. Our fourth story takes place in the barren expanse of the Kuwaiti desert. Camp Buering is a base surrounded by miles of nothingness. The camp's isolation is unsettling enough, but what truly unnerves those stationed there are the strange lights that sometimes appear on the horizon. These lights aren't from vehicles or flares. They move in ways that defy explanation, zigzagging across the night sky or hovering in place before suddenly darting away. They are often seen far from any known outposts or structures, in areas where no human activity is expected. Are these lights the spirits of ancient desert dwellers, as some locals believe? Or could they be the result of secret military experiments, their purpose unknown to all but a select few? Then again, perhaps there's something else entirely, something not of this world. Whatever they are, the lights of Camp Buering remain one of the most unsettling mysteries faced by those stationed there. Our fifth story takes place on the USS Hornet, an aircraft carrier with a storied past, now rests quietly in Alameda, California. But despite its decommissioned status, the ship is far from empty. During its years of service, the Hornet witnessed numerous deaths, from accidents to suicides, and it's said that the spirits of these lost souls still roam the ship's corridors. One of the most famous hauntings on the USS Hornet is that of a sailor who hanged himself in one of the engine rooms. His ghost has been seen by countless visitors and former crew members, often appearing as a shadowy figure, lurking in the dark corners of the ship. From cold spots to disembodied voices, the haunting tales of the USS Hornet are numerous and spine-chilling. It's a place where the line between the living and the dead seems to blur, and where every creak of the ship could be the restless spirit of a sailor who never found peace. Our last and final story takes place in Fort Hood, Texas. Fort Hood is one of the largest military bases in the world, and with its size comes a long and complex history. But beyond its military significance, Fort Hood has become known for something far darker, a mysterious entity that some soldiers have encountered, an unseen force that seems to follow them wherever they go. This dark presence has been described as a heavy, oppressive feeling, as if someone or something is watching you, waiting for you to let your guard down. Soldiers have reported feeling this presence while alone in their barracks, hearing whispers that seem to come from nowhere, or seeing shadows moving in the corners of their vision. It's an experience that leaves those who encounter it questioning their sanity. Is it simply the stress of military life playing tricks on the mind, or is there something more sinister at work in the shadows of Fort Hood? Have you ever experienced something similar on a military base or anywhere else? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear your own encounters with the unknown. Thanks for tuning in to the Phantasmal Eternity channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that'll keep you up at night. And remember, sometimes the scariest things aren't just in our imaginations, they're all too real.